Have you ever argued with someone for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, maybe even an hour, and at the end nothing changed? They were still angry. You were still frustrated. And somehow you walked away feeling like you had lost, even if you were right. Here is one of the most important lessons Stoicism teaches. You don't have to win every argument. Sometimes the strongest response is silence. Sometimes walking away is more powerful than proving your point. And sometimes the person standing in front of you isn't looking for truth at all. They are looking for a reaction. Today we're going to talk about 5 types of people you should never argue with, and more importantly, how a Stoic responds to them. Because mastering your mind doesn't mean learning how to win every argument. It means learning which arguments aren't worth entering. Your peace is more valuable than being right. The ancient Stoics understood something that many people still struggle with today. You cannot control what other people think. You cannot control their opinions. You cannot control whether they misunderstand you. You cannot control whether they respect you, but you can control your response. Epictetus taught that we should focus our energy on what is within our control, and your words are within your control. Your reactions are within your control. Your attention is within your control. So when someone tries to pull you into a pointless argument, you have a choice. You can react emotionally, or you can pause. You can ask yourself, is this conversation going to improve anything? If the answer is no, silence may be the wiser choice. Let's look at the 5 types of people you should avoid arguing with. Type 1, the person who only wants to be right. The first type is the person who doesn't want the truth. They want to be right. There is a huge difference. A person who wants the truth is willing to listen. They can say, I might be wrong. They can change their mind when new information appears. They don't see disagreement as an attack. But someone who only wants to be right doesn't care about understanding. They care about winning. You can give them evidence. They will find another excuse. You can explain your position calmly. They will interrupt. You can show them exactly where their argument fails. They will change the subject. Why? Because the conversation was never about truth. It was about ego. And here's where Stoicism becomes powerful. Don't make someone else's ego your responsibility. You don't need to destroy their argument. You don't need to prove you're smarter. You don't need everyone to admit that you're correct. Sometimes the most powerful sentence is simply, I understand your point. I see it differently. And then stop. No endless explanation. No emotional battle. No need to have the final word. Remember, a wise person doesn't need to win every conversation. Your peace is worth more than someone else's approval. Type 2. The person who twists everything you say. The second type is the person who deliberately misunderstands you. You say one thing. They turn it into something completely different. You explain. They twist your explanation. You clarify again. They find another way to misinterpret you. Eventually, you're spending all your energy defending words you never even said. This is where many people fall into a trap. They think, if I just explain myself better, they'll finally understand. But sometimes the problem isn't your explanation. The problem is that the other person doesn't want to understand. And there is a huge difference between misunderstanding and manipulation. If someone genuinely misunderstands you, clarification helps. But if someone repeatedly twists your words after you've clearly explained yourself, continuing the argument usually gives them exactly what they want: your attention. The Stoic response? Stay calm. Clarify once. Then stop. You might say, that's not what I said. I've already explained what I meant. And leave it there. You don't need to write a 10-page defense of your character. You don't need to convince everyone. Think about Marcus Aurelius. He constantly reminded himself that other people's behavior belongs to them. Your character belongs to you. If you know your intention was honest, don't destroy your peace trying to convince someone committed to misunderstanding you. Type 3. The person who insults instead of discussing. The third type is the person who turns every disagreement into a personal attack. You make a point. They attack your intelligence. You disagree. They attack your character. You explain your position. They insult you. At this point, the conversation has stopped being a discussion. It has become emotional combat. And this is where many people make a dangerous mistake. They respond with the same energy. Someone insults them, so they insult back. Someone raises their voice, so they raise theirs. Someone becomes disrespectful, so they become disrespectful too. Now both people are angry, and neither person is thinking clearly. The Stoic chooses differently. You don't have to become the thing you're dealing with. If someone is rude, you don't have to become rude. If someone is aggressive, you don't have to become aggressive. If someone loses control, you don't have to lose control with them. That is real strength. Imagine someone shouting at you. You calmly say, "If you want to discuss this respectfully, I'm willing to talk." If they continue attacking you, walk away, not because you're weak, because you refuse to surrender control of your emotions. Anyone can react. Anyone can shout. Anyone can insult. But it takes discipline to remain calm when someone is desperately trying to provoke you. Your self-control is your power. Type 4. The person who refuses to accept any responsibility. The fourth type is the person who can never admit they are wrong. Everything is someone else's fault. They make a mistake. Someone forced them. They hurt someone. The other person deserved it. They fail. The world is against them. They cause a problem. They find someone else to blame. And if you try to point out their responsibility, they'll create 10 reasons why none of it was their fault. Arguing with this person can become exhausting, because accountability requires one thing: a willingness to look inward, and you cannot force someone to look inward. The Stoics focused heavily on self-examination. Before blaming the world, ask, "What part of this is mine?" That question builds strength. But some people never ask it. Instead, they spend their lives protecting their ego. And if you argue with them, you'll often become part of their blame game. They will drag you into endless explanations. They will make you defend yourself. They will shift the conversation. And eventually, you forget the original issue. So don't try to force accountability. State the facts, set the boundary, then step back. For example, "I'm willing to discuss what happened, but I'm not going to argue about blame." That's it. You don't need to carry another person's responsibility, and you certainly don't need to prove their mistakes to them. Let reality teach them. Sometimes life is a better teacher than an argument could ever be. Type 5. The person who wants to provoke you. And now we reach the most dangerous type. The person who wants a reaction. They know exactly what to say. They know what annoys you. They know which buttons to push. And they push them because they want to see you lose control. Maybe they mock you. Maybe they criticize you. Maybe they bring up your past. Maybe they say something ridiculous just to make you angry. And the moment you react emotionally, they've won. Not because they were right. Not because their argument was better, but because they successfully controlled your emotional state. This is exactly why Stoicism places so much emphasis on emotional discipline. Imagine someone throwing a stone into a calm lake. The stone creates waves, but what if the lake didn't react? The stone still falls. The person can still speak. The insult can still exist. But you don't have to create the emotional storm. That's the difference between hearing something and allowing it to control you. When someone tries to provoke you, pause. Take a breath. Don't answer immediately. Ask yourself, why am I giving this person control over my emotions? Then choose your response. Sometimes it's silence. Sometimes it's, okay. Sometimes it's, I don't agree. And sometimes it's simply walking away. Your goal isn't to make them stop talking. Your goal is to remain in control of yourself. The Stoic rule, not every battle deserves you. Now here's the deeper lesson. Stoicism doesn't teach you to be silent because you're afraid. It teaches you to be selective. There are moments when you should speak. There are moments when you should defend yourself. There are moments when you should establish boundaries. But there are also moments when continuing the argument is simply emotional waste. Ask yourself 3 questions. Number 1, can I control the outcome? If you can't, don't obsess over it. Number 2, is this person genuinely interested in understanding? If they aren't, more explanation probably won't help. Number 3, will continuing this conversation make my life better? If the answer is no, why continue? Your time is limited. Your attention is limited. Your emotional energy is limited. Spend them carefully. How to stop arguing. The 5-second Stoic pause. Here's a simple technique you can use immediately. The next time someone says something that triggers you, don't answer immediately. Pause for 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What response will hurt them the most? But what response will I respect tomorrow? That single question can save you from countless regrets. Because anger wants immediate action. Wisdom creates space, and inside that space, you regain control. You don't need the last word. One of the biggest signs of emotional maturity is realizing that you don't always need the last word. You can walk away while someone is still talking. You can allow someone to have the wrong opinion about you. You can let someone misunderstand you. You can let someone think they won the argument. Because here's the truth. Their opinion doesn't determine your character. Marcus Aurelius didn't become powerful by controlling everyone around him. He became powerful by controlling himself. And that's the lesson. Stop trying to control every conversation. Stop trying to control everyone's opinion. Stop trying to make everyone understand you. Control yourself. Protect your peace. Choose your battles. And let people reveal who they are through their own behavior. So remember the 5 types of people you should never waste your energy arguing with. Number 1, the person who only wants to be right. Number 2, the person who deliberately twists everything you say. Number 3, the person who uses insults instead of reason. Number 4, the person who refuses to accept responsibility. Number 5, the person who only wants to provoke you. When you meet these people, don't automatically fight. Pause, observe, think, and choose your response. Sometimes strength is saying nothing. Sometimes strength is walking away. Sometimes strength is allowing someone to believe whatever they want while you continue building your own life. You don't become powerful by controlling other people. You become powerful by becoming impossible to control. So the next time someone tries to drag you into an unnecessary argument, take a breath, stay calm, and ask yourself, is this worth my peace? If it isn't, walk away, because a Stoic doesn't fight every battle. A Stoic chooses the battles worth fighting.